Okay, so picture this. You get an email,
From your boss, right? Asking for a favor.
maybe to quickly transfer some funds or something.
Okay.
You do it, right? I mean, it's your boss.
Yeah, probably.
But what if that email wasn't really from your boss?
Uh-oh.
What if it was like a deep fake?
All right, now you got my attention.
Yeah, and that's the world we're diving into today.
AI-powered cybercrime.
And it's really exploding in the Asia-Pacific region.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot about that lately. So what are we diving into today?
So we're taking a deep dive into this new report.
From the UNODC.
Okay, the UNODC.
Yeah, that's the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime.
For anyone who's new to this world of cybersecurity and all.
Right.
And let me tell you, this report, it was really eye-opening.
It showed just how much AI is changing things.
For criminals and, well...
Let me guess, not in a good way.
Yeah, not in a good way at all.
So what's the key takeaway here? What's got you so concerned?
Well, what really struck me was how it's not just...
You know those simple scams anymore like we used to see?
Right.
We're talking like a whole new level
Of sophistication here.
Okay, so like what are we talking about? What's an example?
So the report talks about how AI is being used for these phishing attacks.
But it goes way beyond those,
Those poorly written emails we used to get.
Right, yeah, the ones that are obviously fake.
Exactly. Now we're talking AI that can, generate messages.
In multiple languages, and they sound...
incredibly convincing.
Even to people who,
Might be a little suspicious.
Wow, so it's like having, a personal con artist.
Right.
Just, right there in your computer.
Exactly.
And it's not just emails, is it?
No, not even close. Think about chatbots. Right.
Oh, yeah, those things are everywhere now.
Some of these AI-powered bots.
They sound so real, they can fool anyone.
Into thinking they're, actually talking to a real person.
Okay, yeah, I've almost fallen for a couple of those myself, actually.
Yeah, right. And then what they do is they build trust.
They get your information.
And then, boom, they exploit it.
Whether it's for, financial gain or even identity theft.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's easy to let your guard down,
Right, especially if you're, in a rush or something.
Or, if it's something completely unexpected.
Right. You're not really thinking straight.
Exactly.
So what else is this AI being used for? What's even scarier than that?
So get this, the report even talks about AI being used to create,
software that can adapt.
In real time.
What?
To get around security measures.
Really?
Yeah, imagine
a piece of, malicious code.
That can,
Learn and evolve.
To bypass even the toughest security out there.
So it's like a digital chameleon or something.
Yeah, basically.
It's just changing its appearance.
To blend in and avoid detection.
Exactly. It's like a constantly shifting target.
And it makes it almost impossible for,
cybersecurity experts to keep up.
And I'm guessing the Asia-Pacific region is...
particularly vulnerable to this, right?
Yeah, and you know what? You're spot on when you say that.
Well, I mean, it's such a diverse region, right?
Right, exactly. And that's actually a big part of the problem.
So many languages, so many cultures.
It creates a lot of opportunities for these kinds of scams.
Exactly. I mean, think about it.
You're already trying to navigate, a language barrier.
Right.
And then you add in the pressure of what seems like,
a really important request or a time-sensitive thing.
It's
like
right.
a perfect storm for these AI-powered scams.
Yeah. Makes you wonder how anyone can really protect themselves.
And speaking of things that are, difficult to spot.
We got to talk about deepfakes, right?
Oh, yeah. Deepfakes, like some futuristic tech anymore.
Right.
This is here.
This is now.
And it's a huge problem.
It's become a real concern, yeah.
Absolutely.
And this report actually put some numbers to that concern. The UNODC, they found that in criminal forums online, mentions of deepfakes spiked.
By 600%.
Whoa.
In just the first half of this year.
600%.
Yeah, just the first 6 months.
So are we actually seeing...
Are these things actually showing up in crime?
Oh, yeah. It's not just talk.
This is translating into real-world crime.
The report highlights deepfake-related crimes increased by over 1,500%.
Wow.
From the previous year.
That's a huge jump.
Yeah, and it shows how this technology is evolving.
Okay.
And criminals are taking advantage of that.
So it's not just...
cat videos and memes anymore.
No, not at all.
Right. This is
serious stuff.
Serious business.
So are there
Are there any
specific examples of how this is actually playing out?
Yeah, there's a case in the report that really stood out to me.
Okay.
About an engineering firm, Arup.
Arup, okay.
And they lost $25.6 million.
Whoa.
Because an employee was tricked
by
a deepfake audio call.
What?
They thought they were talking to a high-ranking executive.
And they authorized a large transfer of funds.
Wow, $25.6 million.
That's wild.
That's a real reminder that this is about more than just entertainment.
Right.
Or online pranks. This is serious money.
Yeah, there are some serious financial stakes here.
Absolutely.
But I mean, is it all about money?
Or is there something more to this?
Well, that's a good point.
While financial gain is a big part of it,
okay,
deepfakes have a much broader application.
Okay.
And that's power.
Power.
Being able to fake someone's identity.
Especially someone in a position of authority.
That can be used for all sorts of things.
Okay.
Political manipulation.
Spreading misinformation, even inciting violence.
So we could actually see this.
Like lead to some real-world harm.
Absolutely. Imagine a deep-faked video of a world leader
declaring war
that goes viral before anyone can debunk it.
Oh, wow.
The consequences could be catastrophic.
Yeah. That's a little scary to think about.
And what's worse?
This technology is becoming more and more accessible.
Right. So it's
getting easier and easier to create these convincing fakes.
So it's almost like we're moving into this
new era where, like,
you can't even believe what you see.
Or what you hear.
Exactly. Seeing is no longer believing.
And it's funny you should say that.
Because the report actually mentions that there are
these online marketplaces now
where people can buy and sell deepfake tools.
Yeah, it's become its own industry now, really.
And not just small-time criminals either.
Right.
We're talking sophisticated operations using some really advanced technology.
Like what kind of tech are we talking about here?
Well, they actually called out Google's MediaPipe.
As one example in the report.
MediaPipe. Wait a minute.
I think I've actually heard of that before.
Yeah, it's a really powerful tool.
It was originally for video effects and augmented reality.
Yeah.
I read something about it.
They use it for
special effects in movies and stuff.
Exactly.
But now the same technology that,
can put you in a virtual movie scene.
Right.
It can also be used to create these incredibly convincing deepfakes.
So how do we even fight back against
if you can't even believe what you see anymore?
How are we supposed to protect ourselves?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
All right.
And honestly, there's not an easy answer.
It's going to take a lot of different approaches,
Okay.
On a personal level.
We need to be a lot more careful about
the information that we consume online.
Okay.
Don't take anything at face value.
Right.
Question your sources.
Look for inconsistencies. Look for anything that seems
too good to be true, too sensational.
So it's we almost need to develop
a whole new kind of digital literacy.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense, but
that's only part of it, right? We also need these tech companies
and governments to step up.
Well,
we need stronger cybersecurity measures. We need
investments in tools and technology that can actually detect these deepfakes.
Okay.
Counter them.
And they need to work together.
Share intelligence, coordinate their efforts.
So it really is
because it's a global problem.
It's a global problem.
It needs a global response.
It's a little overwhelming when you really think about it.
It's like we're
entering this new world where we have to
question everything.
We do.
But I mean, awareness is key here, right?
Awareness is key, absolutely.
The more we know about these threats,
the more prepared we are to deal with them.
Well said. And to our listeners,
if you want to dive deeper into this,
and we really think you should,
we'll be sure to include a link to the full UNODC report in the show notes.
It's a
fascinating read.
It is.
Albeit a little terrifying in parts.
It's a real eye-opener.
Yeah. To now,
stay vigilant, stay informed.
And maybe think twice before you wire money to anyone.
Based on an email.
Even if it seems like it's from someone you trust.
Right, exactly. If something seems too outrageous to be true.
It probably is.
Good advice.
Until next time, stay safe out there